What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Big Baller G here with the GridIron Grapple. And today we are going to talk some Elimination Chamber, some wrestling, and some other stuff. And I have a very special guest. He is the West Coast professor, good old JM, Jeff Meacham. Jeff, how are you doing today? How's it going?
It's going good. I guess I'm the only guy that can pull off saying "What up, G" on a wrestling show, because when the coach did it, The Rock whooped his ass. So there you go. But it's good to be doing something that's not mine. I enjoy being the guest. People think it's weird that I enjoy being the guy that doesn't have to worry about the responsibility of the shit, but I do. I enjoy that thoroughly, so it's okay with me.
Awesome. What was I gonna say? Yeah, well, usually we talk about football and stuff like that, but football's over with for the season. And right. I've done, I think, about 4 or 5 interviews the past couple weeks. So I figured, we just had Elimination Chamber. We had some big news coming out of that.
We did.
So there were 6 matches total, one including the pre-show. They completely wiped Asuka and Lacey Evans. And I figured, they were going to, we all figured they were going to replace Lacey Evans with a mystery opponent or something like that.
Right.
And they didn't. They just completely scratched it, which kind of sucks. Asuka is supposed to be this dominant champion and whatnot, and she was not even on the card. I was like, how are you supposed to? I feel like, if you agree with me here, I feel like Vince goes through these phases. He'll book the women's division very strong, and then it'll die down. Same thing with the tag team division. He'll book it very strong at a point, and then it'll just go away, and it's like a cycle almost. You
have to remember that I forget how long you've been watching. Refresh my memory.
Since '99.
Okay, so I've been watching the old man longer than you have. So let me just throw it out there. He's always done this. Like once the allure of the red and yellow started to tarnish and fade in like 1990, 91, he didn't know the hell to do with himself because he wasn't prepared for that to happen. And same thing with tag teams. I mean, the tag teams in the 80s were bombing. You had the Hearts, you had the Bulldogs, you had Strikeforce, you had Demolition. Yeah. And then you didn't. Dynamite got hurt, and Brett became this megastar, and Jim didn't. And Demolition Axe got, and then Strikeforce broke up, organically almost. And Tito became the highest paid jobber on the roster, and Martel got a really big push for a little bit there, and then he didn't. So. The allure of the tag teams kind of fell off too, and it's kind of been the way ever since. I mean, we all saw the resurgence of the tag teams in 2000 with the TLC matches and all the tag teams they had at that time, and then we did. The whole running joke is wrestling is cyclical. No, it's not. Yes, it is. No, it's not. It is and it isn't. It's cyclical in that Vince cycles in his own head. Like he likes stuff for a while and then he doesn't. Where it's not cyclical is the whole ratings thing. The ratings don't go up and down because the ratings go up and down because football's on the air.
Yeah.
The ratings go up and down because the quality of the product has not been good. I dare say it hasn't been near as good as it was since the original brand extension / resurrection era. They have been fighting an uphill battle to get back where they were in 2004 and 2005 since 2004, 2005.
Yeah.
There's been some good spots. I'm not gonna lie.
You're right. Yeah.
I mean, The Rock came back. And we had the whole thing with him and John, and CM Punk, of course, lit the world on fire that same year.
Yeah.
But again, we've all talked about it for so many years, for the last 7 years now. Once CM Punk left, we've been left wondering, okay, now what?
Yeah.
And we've got AEW that's providing the alternative, like TNA. We thought TNA would.
Yeah.
But again, we talked a lot about ad nauseum last night on the Chamber stream with JJ and I. Vince has not felt threatened.
No.
And it will be 20 years.
Yep.
This time next month.
Yep.
I mean, granted, the war was over 2 years before that.
Yeah.
Let's be real. But March 23rd, boom, done, over.
Yep.
And
20. It's crazy that it's been 20 years.
20 years tomorrow. The sale went down. Like I just can't. 20 years. March 23rd. Sorry.
Yeah.
20 years next month. I just like. I say this all the time on my shows. I often feel my spine curving and my hair graying when I talk about stuff from WCW because it was 20 friggin' years ago. I was telling people, I don't know if I showed this on the stream or not, or if I did this on one of my other shows. I posted this on social media. I found this over the weekend doing my purging.
I saw that. You had posted
this is
that.
my card when I was an employee. January 7th. This was issued to me the day that ECW ran its last pay-per-view.
Oh my God, that's crazy.
This card is older than my child.
You know what? This generation does not know what it meant to go out on a Friday night,
right?
Pick up movies, get your popcorn, get your candy from Blockbuster, go home, for the weekend, and then return it back on Sunday.
Yeah. Before noon.
Yep.
Because they stashed my ass in the window. If you were there at 12 o'clock in 1 second, you were screwed, buddy. Let me just say this. I remember sitting there checking these people out on Friday nights, and with all due respect to the Ben store, because I love you guys are still around. I love the corporation, still a thing. The popcorn we sold at that checkout counter, oh my God. I don't know where they got that butter, but I wanted to slap the Blockbuster Corporation once I left. I was like, oh God, this butter's atrocious. The candy we had at the checkout stand, again, remember, we didn't have the fancy Reese's and Hershey.
No.
We had those freaking those snow cap things that like maybe 3 people liked in the whole city.
Yep.
They had the actually the ones I did like that I discovered at work were the oh hell, I forget what they were called. They were like I'll look it up. I'll talk about during Talk Wrestling today. Anyway, we had some good stuff, but the movie selection. Yeah, remember, I was there when we were starting to really transition into DVD.
DVD,
Like Blu-ray was just barely starting to gain traction. So we still had the freaking block VHSs on our shelf still for a lot of the sections. So,
if somebody else rented that movie, you were screwed.
Yeah, I mean, it's so funny, G, thinking about it. I remember because I started working in that Blockbuster in the summer of 2000. So this is June of 2000, my first ever job. I'm 17 years old. Oh, wow. And I rented out a copy of WrestleMania 2000 to fill in the guest here. Couldn't tell you who it was. And my boss told me that we were going to be shrink wrapping copies of it to take to the other store across town for previously viewed movie sales.
Yeah.
You buy the previously viewed copy of it in the actual case, go out for sale.
Yeah.
It's like, I was at that WrestleMania. I've been to a show in 6 years. I'm going to go somewhere after work. I'll see you guys tomorrow. I booked over to the Decoro store and bought that VHS. It's still in my garage right now. That was the first show the first pay-per-view I'd been to ever. So I cherish that. Granted, it's on the friggin' network. I can go right up. Whoop, there it is.
Yeah.
But that VHS of that was my show, man.
Yeah.
Like I was there.
And well, if you think about it on the network, they edit so much stuff out most of the time nowadays.
I am very surprised at how little edited WrestleMania 7 is, considering how much of that show does not age well.
Yeah.
I mean, first of all, the existence of he who once sat in the chair in Washington before January 20th, he's on that show because he has to be on that show because we're in LA, so he's got to be on that show, right? And the whole Iraqi sympathizer thing was so bad. No offense to Sarge or whatever, because you know what? It's pop culture. It's in the news. You capitalize. You do what you do.
Yeah.
But the whole freaking thing and I'm so glad that Bruce Pritchard. I'm going to praise Bruce Pritchard and sound the alarms. I'm so glad he has a podcast now, and we can tell the truth because Cleaver's in the house. What's up, brother?
What's up, Cleaver?
So it's so funny to me that for 30 years, we relocated from the Coliseum to the sports arena because of low ticket sale, because of death threats to Sergeant Slaughter. No, you didn't. No, you didn't.
Oh my
You
God.
weren't selling a damn ticket because your main event storyline was crap.
Yeah.
And you went to the sports arena, which it's a big reason I didn't go to that WrestleMania, because I didn't like the sports arena. I'd been in the sports arena a few times for house shows. More than I thought, as it turned out, when I was doing my purging this weekend. And my dad and I were both like, we can watch it on TV. And ironically, we ordered that pay-per-view, watched the whole show at my aunt's house out in Palmdale, which is out in Antelope Valley. If you're in California, you know where that is. If you don't, then you don't. I'm sorry. Halfway through the Hogan Slaughter match, I have my first experience of a pay-per-view outage, of a cable outage. So if you know this name, you're going to laugh your asses off, everybody. I found out from sportscaster Fred Rogan that Hulk Hogan became the WWE champion that night.
Oh my God.
On the 11 o'clock news. My 8-year-old ass was up till 11 o'clock. Going, who won the day? Because I didn't know.
Yeah.
I was not about to go to bed until I knew that the Hulkster had won the day. So.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Crazy. And then you had to wait a week till Superstars to find out what happens next, because there's no one in the row. God. So
anyway, crazy.
Well, I'm on a tangent there, but yeah. Vince,
no, you're good. You know what? I like listening to your stories. They like I said, you're a couple years older than me, and you've got more experience with the wrestling and stuff like that, and the story.
38 in 7 days.
Oh, geez.
Anyway, don't tell anybody till I'm ready to make a party of it. Anyway, yeah, Vince has always been this way as long as I've been watching. He goes in cycles. The greatest example of last night's folly was Keith Lee. There was no damn good reason to pull him out of that match. No. And what really chapped my ass is now freaking Riddle's the champion. It's like, no.
Oh my God, we're gonna disagree about that. Anyways, so
well, I have my own reasons that a few people know why I don't like Matt Riddle, whatever. But the thing about it is I think we're gonna end up, because from what you hear in the real dirt sheets, because no DQ's not a dirt sheet, they just whatever. But it looks like Lashley's gonna be in the main event slot with the championship. And if that means we get Riddle being blown away by Keith Lee for the U.S. title at WrestleMania, I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Because Keith Lee freaking deserves it. And so does his wife.
Yeah.
His fiance.
My God.
Mia Yim deserves so much better than the hot garbage she's been handed the last year. Ugh,
yeah.
God.
Yeah. True. All right. So let's get this thing started off. We had a fatal 4-way, and I was actually on there with you.
Yes.
John Morrison defeated Elias, Mustafa Ali, and Ricochet, and I thought it was a pretty decent match for what it was. All 4 guys are very talented.
Yes.
Going off subject again, I was just on Twitter earlier. Murphy had posted, and I read. I think Aaron had posted it too. He was very frustrated with this body he is in now.
Yep.
And he posted out, it was a chamber of past WWE superstars. Why can't we have a chamber of the future? He had Ricochet, I think Cedric in there, Chad Gable, like 3 other people. And, I had to agree with them. I was like, yeah, it seems like Vince does not want to build any new stars. He always wants to rely on what he knows. He doesn't like these indie darlings because he knows Triple H hires them from NXT, or to NXT, I should say.
Yep.
And then when they come up to the main roster, some of them have made it pretty big, and some of them have pretty much. I don't know the right words to say, but anyways,
right.
John Morrison ended up winning that fatal 4-way, like I said. Next, they opened with the Elimination Chamber match, the SmackDown Elimination Chamber match.
Right.
You had Daniel Bryan, Cesaro, Jey Uso, Kevin Owens, King Corbin, and Sami Zayn. I thought it was a really good match.
Yep.
Cleaver says I stand with Murph. Yep.
They started with the right 2 guys in that chamber match.
They did.
Since Cleaver brought Murphy up, I'm gonna rewind a second.
Go ahead.
Jay and I went over this ad nauseum during the Raw chamber match.
Mm-hmm.
There was not one guy in that chamber match that hadn't been involved with WWE or back and forth with the other companies for more than a decade or for under a decade.
Yeah.
That is indicative of a problem with management growing talent.
Yeah.
You know, for all that, and it's funny, he and I went into the weeds a little bit about it because we were talking about the fact that Eric Bischoff's main thing was he grew stars. He built the NWO because he plucked Holland Nash and elevated Hogan to a heel role, but he also had the younger cruiserweights on the roster, elevated them and put them, you know, as his crash test dummies to open the shows. Bischoff's problem was when he went to TNA, he did the complete opposite.
Yeah.
Who was an immortal? Abyss, 8 years with the company. Jeff Jarrett, the freaking company owner, put himself over again.
Yeah.
Jeff Hardy, how many year veteran by then? Granted, it's Jeff Hardy. He was still cooking with gas at that point.
Yeah.
Hogan. Bischoff.
Yep.
They brought Kurt Angle in eventually. They merged with Fortune, who, granted, Fortune was the young talent of TNA. Frankie and AJ and those guys, but it never really worked.
No.
That's happening now. Vince is doing exactly what he accused WCW of doing 20 years ago now. Not elevating the guys that he's trusting his son-in-law and his scouts, Regal and Finley when he was there, and those guys to go to PWG, Ring of Honor, Evolve, all these shows and go, this guy has a good look. This guy has a good, you know, this guy works with our system. They're putting him in that damn PC or the Capital Wrestling Center, excuse me.
Yeah.
And they're churning out prototypes. They're not churning out superstars.
No. Oh, you're right about that.
So, but the SmackDown Chamber was so good because, and JJ and I were getting off on this because 4 of those guys we watched come up through the Indies. You had Claudio Castagnoli, Bryan Danielson, El Generico, and Kevin Steen in there tearing it up, and Jey Uso going, all right.
Right.
But to be fair, Jey held his own. He did well in that match as well.
Yes, he did.
Poor Corbin, God almighty. Like, I don't want to feel bad for Corbin because I'm so mad that he took Dylan's fandom of Kofi away and turned it to him. But yeah, Corbin's been booked so bad in this last half of his reign as the king. It's so stupid.
They need to either get rid of it or have like another King of the Ring tournament and have him defend the, you know, his title or whatever you want to call it. But it was a good match. I think the right person won. Actually, I was kind of ticked off that Cesaro didn't win. You know, the man has put so much into the WWE. I think he just renewed his contract.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
But you know what? I'm not mad. Daniel Bryan won. This is his 3rd chamber match that he's won. Then after that, immediately after that, you know, Daniel couldn't even get off the damn ground before Roman Reigns came out, and we all knew what was coming. The match only lasted, from where I'm reading here, 1 minute and 32 seconds.
So bad. Well, you know, Roman went for the spear, and Bryan caught him by surprise and pissed him off.
Yeah.
All right, here. I'm going to put my Noti Q thing on for a minute. Noti Q. All right, okay. I'd like to make a request here and now that the NoDQ.com year-end award for most underutilized superstar of the year be renamed the Cesaro Award. Because nobody in history, except for Rusev that one year, has won that award except for Cesaro. And he's going to keep winning it until they pull the freaking trigger on him.
Makes sense. Well, if the boss man is listening or watching eventually, or
he's not watching.
Yeah, he's not watching.
He don't watch me. He's too busy making his healthy dinners.
Anyway, so the match, Daniel Bryan came out. He put the yes lock on Roman Reigns, and you know, for a brief second, you know, they made you believe that Daniel Bryan was going to win. I mean, he's done it before. He beat Triple H at the beginning of WrestleMania 30, and then beat Batista and Randy Orton at the end of the night. So, you know, they wanted to give you a glimpse of hope, but Roman Reigns put the guillotine on him, and that was it.
Right.
And after the match, we all got what we wanted, what we knew was coming. Edge speared Roman Reigns to officially confirm the WrestleMania 37 match. Now you're over there looking like, what's your take on this?
In the moment it happened, I was like, okay, this better lead to a cash in on the other side, or I'm gonna really wonder what they do with Drew next.
Yeah.
So of course we got with that. So there you
go. But yeah, so like I said, that confirmed that. I think the promos between Edge and Roman are going to be fantastic. I mean, they've already have been fantastic the past couple times they've already interacted. I just want to know what Roman said to Edge and what Edge said to Roman.
Right.
You know that we couldn't hear.
Yeah, we saw Edge say the word WrestleMania, so we know what and then we got the confirmation from the E that they're gonna fight at WrestleMania. Yeah. So definitely something involved in WrestleMania. And not only do we get Edge versus Roman on the mic, we get Edge versus Roman with Paul on the mic. Oh my! And you remember, Paul was the head writer when Edge became Edge in 2002 and 2003. So let's not. Paul knows how to write for Edge, and he knows how to write against Edge. It's going to be so good the next few weeks, man. Oh my goodness.
It is. What I want to see is hopefully they'll do it since we get Fastlane here next month. Hopefully they have Roman and Jay versus Edge and Christian. I would love to see that.
That would make me pop. I'm not gonna lie. That'd be really
that would be nice. And then obviously Roman gets the win there, or Edge gets the win there, and then WrestleMania. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
All right. So
I'm
next,
what I want to happen in that match. Like I of course I want Roman to continue the dominance because I love the character. But damn it, man, it's just Edge. My heart.
Right. Let's see. PPS podcast still wish heel Edge versus Face Drew would have happened, but Edge versus Reigns will still be good. See, I can't see Edge as a heel though now because he's come back from his.
Oh no, I can see it because Edge is bitter, Edge is pissed, Edge is Edge can very easily delve into the Rated R side of himself. There's no question about that. Edge has that in him. Adam Copeland has that in him.
Yeah,
but the story is better with Roman because Roman's been on top of the mountain, and if what I was coerced into watching over the weekend prior to the Chamber stream of the theory that Roman and Paul are going to taunt Edge with the big gold belt, saying, "You never lost this. If you want it back, come and get it, dude."
That would be
then
nice.
Edge gets it back, and the Universal title just kind of goes away where it should have been in the first place, and the World Heavyweight Championship returns. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I am too. All right, so next we had Riddle defeat Bobby Lashley and John Morrison. That was another good match. Lashley dominated most of the match, and then Morrison and Riddle, kind of teamed up together and took him out. And at the end of the match, if I'm correct, Riddle used the crutch on Bobby Lashley and then hit the Bro Derek on Morrison to get the victory. Now, would Riddle have won the title if Lee was in this? No.
I'm inclined to still say yes.
Okay.
Only because of what happened later with Lashley. We know where Lashley's going now.
Yeah.
So the likely scenario from my point of view is going to be Riddle versus Lee at WrestleMania, which means this little friendship that they didn't have, whatever, is going to slowly fall apart.
What needs to happen?
With any luck, they will let Keith Lee be the aggressor.
Yeah.
I'm not saying turn him heel because Matt's just naturally dislikable, but let Keith Lee be like, dude, you're a pain in the ass. I'm gonna kick your ass. So
how would you feel if Keith Lee joined the Hurt Business?
See, I keep hearing that, and I keep hearing Naomi's going to do the same thing, and I keep hearing that. It's like, not to sound like the whitest guy in the room, but we don't have to have every black guy in the same table. Like, it's really okay not to have that happen, for real.
All right, let's see.
So now, here's my Here's my thing, though. With what we saw at the end of the night with Miz and Lashley and MVP's involvement, maybe Keith Lee decides, better to be inside pissing out than outside pissing in. So maybe, and I agree with Cleaver. That has to happen.
Yep. That's going to happen sooner than later.
Because you have to take a chink out of the armor. Now that Edge has got one up on the family, they've got to get one up on him.
Yeah, Cleaver wrote, Lee will join the Hurt Business and we'll have all the goat after WrestleMania.
You know what? I would be completely okay if Lashley left Tampa the WWE champion.
Yep.
Only because it should have happened in the summer 2007, and he had not made a friend of Vince, so they had John beat him.
Yep.
And he left. So now that he's back in good standing, and John's in Vancouver making the Peacemaker TV series, God bless him.
Oh my God.
You know what? I said pull the trigger with Cesaro. Dude, pull the freaking shotgun with Lashley. Christ, it's been a decade and a half, man. Come on.
Yep. Yeah, he's that. Like I said, that match was. I mean, Lashley has been on fire for the last, ever since he joined up with the MVP last year after the whole debacle with Lana and Rusev.
Oh, what do you mean? Lana said they broke the internet with that.
Oh yeah, that's right. I saw that too. I was like, "What?"
CJ, I love you, sweetheart. The only way that broke the internet is if people took their computers off and threw them across the room. That's how they broke the internet. They broke their computers.
Oh my God. So next,
he's hot, and he's a great athlete, but that doesn't always work.
No. All right. So next we had Nia and Shayna defeat Bianca and Bel-Air and Sasha Banks. Yes. That was a good match too. We all knew. Nia and Shayna are we're going to retain because they're facing Dakota and Raquel in a couple weeks on NXT.
Yep.
Let's see. PPS podcast names who dominated Raw in the last 12 months: McIntyre and Lashley. Yes, in this pandemic that we've had, those two have been the most. And Randy Orton, Bliss, and the Fiend. Not lately. Hopefully, he comes back within the next couple weeks.
Well, I said it last night. Even with McIntyre doing as well as he's done, if Raw doesn't have the Fiend, Orton, Bliss thing, Raw is like drawing under 1.0.
Yep.
Because it's been bad.
Yep.
So.
Yep. And Reginald came out and tried to help Sasha.
Okay, I must have missed something. Like, why? Where is Carmella?
I don't know. Well, she was on that. She had like a segment on SmackDown asking Reginald where he was, and that's all we saw. So
okay, yeah, I was very confused. I missed SmackDown last couple weeks. So I didn't know why he was all of a sudden helping Sasha. They're trying to help Sasha and distracting her. I do like that Sasha cost him the victory because now Bianca can be like, bitch, okay, I'm gonna take you out for your title. What I liked, I finally got to watch NXT and saw Raquel cut the promo on Nia with the thing at the end, with the joke at the end. I was like, oh,
yeah,
they actually went there. Damn.
And then you had MSK back in the corner, just like eating with Beth eating the popcorn. I was like, oh my God.
I was like, okay, when did MSK become the New Day? When did that happen?
Let's see. PPS podcast. The reason I left Orton out was because he lost too much, in my opinion.
Okay.
He put Drew over. And then he beat the Fiend.
Yeah, I mean, if you count setting the guy on fire to end a feud as a loss, okay. That's a pretty definitive win if you ask me. Well, of course, you don't have Alexa, stirring the shit, so it's not really a victory because Alexa's batshit crazy now. And I've said it for a few weeks. When Bray does come back to work, he needs to be kissing Alexa's boots every single week. Without Alexa, that storyline dies on the vine.
Yep. She's been doing a hell of a job.
Yep. She is the MVP of the Raw side of the women's division. I will die on that hill with bullets riddled in me. I will.
All right, so next we had the Raw Elimination Chamber match for the WWE Championship. We had AJ Styles, Jeff Hardy, Kofi Kingston, Randy Orton, and Sheamus. And I'll tell you what, Sheamus was waiting patiently. He had his back turned. He was salivating.
Yeah.
He's like, once that pot opens, I'm getting Drew. Yep. And it was a good match. You know, a lot of people picked Jeff Hardy to be eliminated first, but Kofi pinned Orton. And, you know, I had picked Orton to get eliminated first because I figured, you know, something would happen with the Fiend. Nope. And which I was fine with, we know, because, you know, we got Raw tonight, and hopefully they continue the build up for WrestleMania.
Trust and believe. Randall has good things coming.
Yep. AJ Styles did good. I like the spot with AJ and Almost.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, he's like, let me take advantage of it. Get me the hell out so I can, you know, do what I do.
Yeah. I enjoyed Adam being the voice of reason, because that is exactly the kind of shit Adam would have done 10 years ago as the champion. Like, he'd be like, no, I don't take care of this crap.
Obviously, Kofi got eliminated, then Jeff Hardy, and then Sheamus, and then AJ. Obviously, we all knew Drew would retain. Now, what we didn't know is, I mean, Miz did say he would cash, you know, he would be watching at the Elimination Chamber.
Right.
And Lashley came out and pretty much ragdolled McIntyre.
Right. And it was kind of easy to figure out the puzzle, because, like, we saw MVP talking to Miz backstage.
Yep.
And here came Lashley, like, aha.
So, you know what? I'm thinking this is what MVP and Miz talked about. You know, MVP said, you know, we'll help you out tonight. We'll scratch your back. You scratch our back.
Yeah.
And I'm sure at Fastlane we'll be getting Miz versus Lashley for the WWE title.
Well, here's what I would do if I'm booking the territory. I would have whatever's happening, I would have Drew be the challenger going into WrestleMania. Because the big baby face going in, chasing the title. More often, I mean, granted, Hogan was babyface, and everybody chased him for 4 years, whatever. But usually now, when the heel's being chased, that's the way to go. I want Lashley so bad to be in that championship match WrestleMania. So the only way that's going to work now is if Lashley just bowls over Miz at Fastlane. Which again, I'm friends with Mike Mizanin. I've known Mike Mizanin since he was Mike Mizanin.
Right.
But he's not the strong main event guy that he even was 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Now, granted, that was completely derailed by Dwayne's involvement. I'm not going to take that away from Dwayne.
Right.
But, you know, Miz walked into Atlanta as the champion and walked out as a champion.
Yep.
Like it or not.
And he had a lengthy reign, too.
Yeah. He reigned from November until May.
Yep.
He's not getting this time. It's not going to happen.
No. Yeah.
At least it wasn't a cash in and fail like we all thought it was going to be for so long.
That's what I thought so too, because like as soon as McIntyre kicked out the first time, I'm like, well, here comes McIntyre, gonna claim more Miz, and that's it. And let's see. I
did like the allegory that we had a
Cleveland has a championship again, LOL. And then PPS.
This is me as an LA sports fan going, LeBron didn't do it to me.
Think McIntyre should regain the title. Lashley wins it at Mania for the big moment.
You know,
I can see that.
I prefer that.
Yeah,
I really do, because Lashley deserves a big moment. However, we've said it during this podcast. Those two guys have been the MVPs of Raw on the male side, so they should be in the match. Whoever wins or loses.
Yeah,
I'm okay with either scenario. By the way.
Yeah. And obviously, like we just talked about, Miz cashed in on Drew and won the title. And I believe he broke another record. He's a 2-time Grand Slam champion.
Yeah, I think we were talking about this on social media. I think he's the first to complete 2 separate Grand Slams.
Yep. And I think
this era of the World Championship, the Intercontinental, the Tag Team, and the US.
Yeah. And I think I was reading, I think Seth, Ray, and Kofi are like 1 title off each before they accomplish it again. I was reading the list. So
once they recategorized it, it became a little bit easier to figure it out.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, there will ever only be 2 people that completed the original I got them all. Chris Jericho and Jeff Hardy.
Yep.
Because even them, each won the company-based under 220 weight championship. Jeff Hardy was the heavyweight champion. Jericho in WCW, but it carried over, same title, was Cruiserweight champion.
Cruiserweight, yeah.
So both those guys held hardcore, European, Intercontinental,
Yep.
US.
Yep.
Jericho's US champion recently during his last run.
Yep.
So they've both done it all. And they'll be only two that can ever say that unless they take the hardcore title plaque off of Mick Foley's wall and bring it back. They're gonna do. Because clearly Bad Bunny being 20% is much better off as a championship than the hardcore title. Now, let me say this, because again, I'm a fan of Miz, and I've met John Morrison a few times. I love him too. If Bad Bunny being the 24/7 champion means we get Bunny and Damian Priest against Miz and Morrison on the WrestleMania stage, I'm good with that, because that means Miz and Morrison have a marquee match at Mania. I'm good with that.
Somebody was saying yesterday when I tweeted that out, I think even Lisa mentioned it. Somebody said add Cardi B and Maurice to the match and make it like a six intergender match or whatever, tag team.
Lisa actually co-signed on that.
I don't think she co-signed on that, but she co-signed on what I had said with Miz and Morrison.
Yeah,
and Bad Bunny and Damian Priest. And then somebody had commented adding Cardi B and Maurice in there.
Okay. I am the worst music guy in history of the world. I don't even know who Bad Bunny was. I'm like, who the hell is this dude dancing around Booker the statue? Who the fuck is this guy? And then I do know the name Cardi B. I couldn't tell you the name of her song. With a gun to my head, you're gonna blow me away. I have no idea what the hell song she does. Okay. Without going into full disclosure of getting also in trouble, if that match happens for the WWE Championship, I will shave a part of myself I can't show on the air. Okay? Seriously. That's how bad that would be.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. So bad. and shame on you for putting that out there, Colin. You're a bad influence on everybody. Shame on you.
Oh, so it was Lisa saying add them to the tag match.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm having a talk with my lady friend in Toronto, clearly. Oh, okay.
Man, Colin threw her under the bus.
Yeah.
I was trying to spare her. You just
ran her ass over at this point. Okay, so I don't know how. Again, Bad Bunny seems to know some stuff because he did that big dive at the Rumble, so he knows some stuff, right? And he's involved a lot.
Yeah.
I don't know where Cardi B's physical training is.
I don't know either.
I couldn't figure out. I don't even know who the hell she looks like. First of all, I had no idea who she is. But I know who she is, but I don't know what she looks like right now off the top of my head. And honestly, the only thing I have with that is, I know you didn't, Colin, but you're still putting it there on Big G's show, the show of the Jeffs, and you're causing trouble. So that's your. Maurice has 2 kids at home.
Yep.
She's not going to want to come out of quarantine to do something like that unless it's going to be worth her while to put on the tights and actually try to work,
Yep.
So she still looks good enough and she can still pull it off because Maurice is awesome. But I don't see it happen. Maybe in the corner, like as corner people that I can see.
Yeah.
But wrestling, Cardi B, I don't see it. I don't know.
So hopefully they do something with the women's championship tonight with Asuka. Have some kind of explanation. I swear I hope Becky comes back because they are dying in the women's division.
That is the only way, in my very unhumble opinion, because I ain't humble at this point. The women's championship situation will be salvaged for WrestleMania.
Yep.
Because Becky's owed one because she had to bow out last year.
Yep.
So, and to be fair to your girl, it shouldn't have been that way in the first damn place.
No.
Shayna should have locked her up in that armbar, made her pregnant ass tap out, go bye-bye.
Yep.
Shayna carries the title.
Yep. Because when we did the panel last weekend for the chamber, Virtue brought up, that chamber was, not one of the best chambers there was.
No.
I mean, Shayna did dominate, but then it didn't turn out anything at WrestleMania.
No.
So.
No. That was the least productive chamber result in recent history.
Yep.
Because not only did Shayna lose, she got outsmarted and outworked, out-wrestled.
by Becky.
That don't look good for
No.
Shayna Baszler at all,
No.
right? The year after Ronda gets schooled by the same person.
You're right.
Like, let's just kill the horsewomen right now and be done with it, right? Let's just say screw it. Because now, wasn't it Jessamine Duke and Marina Schiffer? I'll wait.
I know. I'm still waiting. I'm just like TikTok.
Yeah. It's like, well, no, they're on TikTok. That's the thing. That's all they're doing.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. I'm here all night. But then you've got the WWE horsewomen are still dominating because you got Charlotte in a storyline that makes no goddamn sense.
Nope.
You've got Sasha kicking that ass on SmackDown, Bayley doing the same thing, and you've got Becky probably coming back pretty soon.
Yeah, she's got to come back sooner than later. We all said, it's by SummerSlam, but a lot of the female wrestlers that do get pregnant, right. They have their children, they spend time with them, and they have their own personal babysitters or whatever, and
right.
they'll have them probably back in catering somewhere with their friends watching them.
Well,
so.
Yeah, remember, this is a whole different environment than it's ever been before.
Yeah.
We've never had the girls go off and have maternity leave during a pandemic where if they leave and they don't bring the kid with them, they can't see their kid for 2-3 weeks.
Yeah,
that's true. Not good for a new parent at all.
No.
Trust and believe when I say that's.
Oh, I wonder how that's working out for Seth then. Is he staying in a separate room?
Again, remember, I had my kid 13 years ago when video chatting was still very much in its infancy. You know? And remember, the kid's this big. So, they're not getting the bonding time, which sucks.
Yeah.
But the kid's not suffering from lack of Seth other than the physical bonding part of it, which does, like I said, sucks so bad to not have that. But the overall presentation, for lack of a better term, is not being affected grossly because, I'm not sure, but I'm 99% sure that now that they've settled in, and I think Becky and the little one moved down to near the Thunderdome.
Thunderdome, yeah.
So Steph can, be in the proverbial Florida bubble, which seems to have immunity because everybody's going to freaking Disney World right now. So it's like nobody's sick down there apparently. So he had time. He did. He really did. He was gone a lot longer than I thought he was going to be. I'm not going to lie. The Rumble being gone that long surprised me. I think it's Survivor Series. I really did.
I thought so too. Yeah.
Anyway, so with them being in the bubble, Seth's able to, make sure he gets cleared before he goes back to the hotel or wherever they're stationed at, and then if they feel the need to ask Becky to do that and she's willing to come back, then they have it set up where it's okay. I'm on the air. You need to go. You can see I'm live on the air. What's up?
Uncle P was wondering if I wanted to come over, and he said, I said,
go for it.
Okay.
Quiet house, good for me. Very good.
I love you.
I love you too, buddy. That except that stupid candy jersey on your back.
You want a soda?
Do I want a soda?
Yeah.
Does the man have a drink? He is stocked and ready to go.
What the boy doesn't know is I've got the whiskey in the freezer. I'm in NWO Cup ready for Talk Wrestling.
Oh, buddy. All right.
And now you do know. Take you and your Canada jersey and go get ready for your uncle's house. If you don't want to go, you have to go. Either way, you got to keep quiet. I'm on the air live. Go. I said that. Yeah.
All right. Anyway. Well, I think we had a good discussion today.
We did.
We did.
And again, I talked more than you did on your own show.
No, it's absolutely fine. Like I said, I enjoy it. I do my talking. I have my points, but so
I do need to say two things promotional wise, if I may.
Go ahead.
This hat here. Oh, there's the ball. Oh, that works too. I was actually going to show what I've got on my head, but we can go and do the ground. There's my Twitter.
Oh, yeah, hold on.
There I am in the DeLorean.
Let me take you off.
Let me take you off. There
you go.
Anyway, these two hats right here were made for me by my buddies at Undecided Apparel /printing. UndecidedPrinting.com. Teespring, for some reason, lets Aaron have no DQ hats, but not Jeff have Jeff Meacham hats, or Greg have Greg Cherry hats. So, Teespring, I'm looking at you, because right now, there's only two hats with the Jeff Meacham Network logo in the world.
Oh, wrong person.
And they're mine. There you go. And yes, by the way, I need to. I don't have the graphic because I'm on your channel, but I'll have it up during Talk Wrestling. The hat I'm wearing in that shot in the DeLorean is the official Universal Studios issued sold at the parks 2015 Marty hat. Right. I got it off an eBay seller and I plugged the hell out of it when I was on Adam's show, but I was too drunk to remember to do it on Adam's show. When I get that copy from him, because my copy was crap, I'll have that graphic up of both Undecided Apparel and the eBay. So I can't, some Tibby's Treasures. I think I can't say the actual work. I forget what it was, but they were so cool. I didn't pay for extra expedited shipping. They got it to me right away. I had it by Monday. I didn't need it till Wednesday. It was so cool. So thank you guys for that. And then you guys saw the video I did a little while ago when I checked the mail. My best friend done hooked me up for my birthday, baby.
Oh, nice.
7-port USB. Do you have any idea running a podcasting channel how awesome this is to have?
That's nice. That's nice.
Inputs for days. So thank you, Bales. I love you. I'm gonna try to get clear to go up there for your birthday in May because I'm sick of California for one thing. But I want to see you. Anyway, I thank you, Big G, for letting me come on and run my mouth as I tend to do each and every time I'm on the air. Again, don't forget, if you are watching on my channel, which coming up at 6 o'clock or 3 o'clock, if you will, on the Casa Teen Studios, JJ's channel, will be his review to start for the first 20 minutes, and then I jump in with him of the Disney controversy of all these controversies, Song of the South.
Ouch. Yep.
You've got two white guys viewing Song of the South. I'm just going to leave it at that, and we'll see what happens at 6 o'clock. Then at 7 o'clock, I'm on the air with Talk Wrestling. Only gonna be an hour because I try hard not to bleed into Raw because I do respect the company, even though they're producing crap. I do want to make sure that if you want to watch Raw, you can watch Raw at 5 o'clock, 8 o'clock. You go for that. I will say this: next Monday night, which happens to be a particular milestone day for me, 11 minutes after Raw goes off the air, I will be live on my YouTube page. And I'll talk more about it during Talk Wrestling. I'm not going to say what it is. I'm just going to put a graphic up. But at 8:11, I will be live on my birthday.
Awesome.
So you guys figure it out from there.
All right, so let me get the other. So I showed you this, guys.
Yes, there it is. Yeah,
the Jeff Meacham Network.
I love my Twitter look right now, man, because I got the freaking DeLorean in there, and I got the DeLorean in the profile shot. Love it.
Oh my god, love it, love it.
Flux
then you can also
fluxing.
Then you can also follow this guy.
This guy,
Greg Cherry.
This guy who will both our asses.
Yep. You guys got another trivia coming up here in this
Thursday,
weekend.
baby. Every Thursday. Yep. Yes.
All right. NoDQ.com. Obviously, go follow that for the latest news, rumors, and everything else. Aaron posts on there. The Cleaver Colin Andrew, go check him out, give him a follow.
We should run a contest for that no DQ picture. If you can follow everybody in that group picture in the header, we'll give you a prize or something. Try to find all those people.
There you go.
That's awesome.
The Simple Man, Noah Foster.
Yes,
I tell you what, this man does a tremendous job with the predictions league, keeping up with the graphics and everything. And apparently I'm a 2-timer already. I won last night too. I don't know what the hell I'm doing this year than I did last year.
Not sure if you want to say 2-timer. Getting ready to get married, buddy. Anyway.
Oh, gee.
Kidding.
Give this guy a follow if you want to get slayed.
If you want to,
and then obviously give this man, Robbie Vice, a follow. He has a contest going up every month, I believe now.
Yes.
So once the tweet goes out, you got to follow. And I think the next one coming up, if I'm not mistaken, is if The Miz will be champion by WWE champion by WrestleMania.
Right. Yeah. Robbie is a understated good soul, man. Every time I have a rant or a bitch up there, he DMs me, dude, what the hell happened? I'm like, I was an asshole. Dude, that guy pissed me off yesterday.
Oh my god!
Do not be a prick face about my friends.
Nope. Nope.
Oh,
All
by the
right.
way, for Noah though, I gotta give Noah props. He has inspired me.
Oh, look at that. Noah, there you go. New Japan Pro Wrestling.
Yeah,
And I
baby.
believe AEW Revolution is coming up March 7th.
And the AEW shirt's in the wash machine right now.
Woo-woo. All right.
And you said yesterday you haven't seen an exploding death match before, dude. You are in for probably nausea and shock and scarring for life. But that's okay.
Do I need anything to like have on my bedside?
Pee pads, possible what are those things? Bedpans. What did I do?
Okay. That just like came up
we need
last
to bring
minute.
this guy on to explain that. Wait a minute. What the hell
I think
did I
the
do?
only one I don't follow Jeff because I see. Okay. Oh. Ouch. Ouch, Chihuahua.
What marital trouble am I possibly causing now?
Oh my god.
Jesus.
All right, guys. So
you're not a fan of the swearing? Because I've told that down quite a bit in the last.
Yeah, you have. Yeah, you have.
Well, I had to. I gotta get paid. Didn't get paid for dads yesterday. Oh my god.
Oh.
30 songs. What am I gonna do? Have YouTube say you can get paid for that yet?
Oh my god.
Labor of love.
All right, guys. So if you guys want to see Jeff Meacham, check him out later on tonight, like you said, 7 p.m. Eastern for Talk Wrestling. All right. So for Jeff Meacham, I am the Big Baller G, and we will see you guys next week.